This is the Bradford Chef's knife. I got this from my wife for one of her Christmas presents. It's one of those things where we've been looking at new, I gave a lot of my chef's knives to my kids when they moved out. And then I've been looking at restocking the house, and I was showing her some high-end Japanese online. I'm still probably going to get one of the Murray Carter Spyderco collections. You know, that just came out, the Burl G10 version, the high-end version. But I was just showing her different knives, and I noticed that Tops had come out recently with the S35VN, and Bradford had come out with this M390 blade. So this one is in the golden stonewash is what he calls it, and it's pretty much like his Nimbus finish here. This is just a dark DLC that's been stonewashed. So he says this is just a golden DLC that's been stonewashed onto the blade. And he says it's food safe. The food, cutting vegetables, meat, whatever, is not going to take it off. That's what he told me. So we'll see how it holds up. Assuming how good DLC's worked on my Spydercos and other knives, just working through hard cardboard and wood and not coming off, I'm really not worried about it. It's got a textured carbon fiber scales on it. It is full tang. It is one big chunk of M390, no laminate blade or anything like some of the Japanese knives. And I was really curious about this style of knife with this new CPM steel. I know there's a few of the Japanese companies doing super gold and super blue and ZDP 189, but nobody's done, that I've seen with the M390, and then the Tops did the S35VN. And after reading a lot of the articles from Lauren on, Knife Steel Nerds about VG10, because that's usually the core of a lot of chef's knives. It's, got all the different layers of the core, and the VG10 is the cutting surface, or the, super gold, whatever. And it's not really, the steel isn't really anything great. They're nice knives, they last a long time. Most chef's knives are going to sharpen all the time anyways, but I'm just curious, and I don't know if you could see the geometry of this knife. It's one of these knives that's so sharp out of the box, it cut me. It cut me on the tip when I pulled it out for her, and it didn't even touch me, if that makes sense. It's, knife people know what I'm talking about. The bevel on it is very well done. The fit and finish of the scale. She's, mainly, she does most of the cooking. She's an unbelievable cook a lot of homemade Italian food, and we even make our own sausage and raviolis and a lot of traditional stuff from my dad's side of the family. But as anybody who's a cook knows that the blades are important. I just thought it was interesting. For me, as thin as the scales are, there has a nice palm swell in it and everything. It's probably a little bit too small than some of the Japanese style, with the traditional hex style handles on it. It is comfortable. She loves it. It is a little bit smaller. It's about 7.6. So the overall is 11.69. Blade length is 7.69. And sharpen length is 7.31. 2.4, a little bit right at 2.5 millimeters. The nice part about getting something from Bradford is it's heat treated from Peter's Heat Treat. They know what they're doing. This is going to wear really well, and I'm just curious to see how this apex holds, especially after we sharpen it the first few times. It does come with the leather sheath. There's the golden version, which I don't think he told me he's going to make anymore. They sold, I guess, pretty quick. Then there's a darkened stonewash and a standard stonewash, and both of those are $199. The golden one was $214. It does come with this leather. It's just to open on both ends. Leather, I guess you can call it a box sheath, just to transport it or put it in the drawer. I'll probably keep it in the drawer because I still have knives in the knife block that I don't want, when the kids come over, I don't want them cutting through bone or whatever with them. So I'll probably keep this one in the drawer, however she wants to store it. But I just wanted to show it. I'm getting ready to go over. It's Christmas Day. getting ready to go over to see my granddaughter. It's been just a fantastic few days so far, celebrating with friends and family. And I just wanted to show this beautiful blade. I did get it straight from Bradford, and the only blemish that I can see on there, he had told me earlier that they were low on stock on this. I would have liked for him to have told me that this had a little blemish on. You can see where the stone wash, maybe this got stuck in the tumbler. I mean, it's not through the DLC, but you can see right here, you know, that it's not uniform. It's not a big deal. It's going to be a user. My wife doesn't care about it, but you know, you pay $200 for a knife. A lot of times you wish it was perfect, but the edge is good. The scales are nicely done. He did add texture where you can see these are polished. On the Guardian 3, these had texture to them. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what she thinks of this thing. And I just got to give you guys, you know, another option. If you are into chef's knives, that's, you know, something else that's out there in these high-end steels that we're using in our pocket knives. So the Bradford chef's knife with the golden DLC and the carbon fiber scales. And they also come with a Kieranite, red Kieranite. You can you choose that as an option for if you don't want the carbon fiber. Merry Christmas. And I probably won't be doing another video until after the New Year, so Happy New Year.